Hello everyone, this is Aaron. I play Magic way too much. Okay, Gideon, ally of Zendikar. This is what you get when you first buy him. You're probably buying him for 295 gems or crystals, I guess. And here we go. He's going to cost 80,000 runes, or within 1,000 or so. It's 80,400 or something to level up. Okay, and when he's leveled up, we're going to look at his abilities together and kind of evaluate him and see if we like it or not. It's pretty good. And we're going to look at a couple different strategies for building decks with him. And then finally, I'm going to build a deck with a lot of allies and a few spells. I'm doing that for an event, but I'm going to kind of show the process of me making a deck with him, and it kind of translates into making a deck with any planeswalker. But let's just take a look at him and review his stats. Again, I always go to level 60. I play him at the highest level. That's the best for quick battles and things like that. Yeah. So here we go. We are at level 60 right now. Okay, everything's leveled up. And first things first, let's look at the abilities. So for 6, which is really low when you think about it, summon a 4/4 token with haste and vigilance. It dies at the beginning of your next turn. So that's just real simple. 4/4 token attacks. I wouldn't use this that much. Oh, let's go over all of them. We'll go over the strategy to use them. For 9, which is only 3 more, obviously, and very, very, very cheap, you're summoning 4/2/2 White Knight ally tokens. That is an amazing deal. And then for 12, again, I think it might be the cheapest third ability of anything. Give 5/5 to each ally creature you control. So if you compare the first ability and the second ability, obviously pulling out an 8/8 with the second ability is way better than pulling out a 4/4. It would only cost 50% more. And the first ability, the token goes away, and it's not an ally, so it doesn't have any extra abilities. So I wouldn't use the first ability except when absolutely needed, and that happens sometimes. But the second ability is what we're going to go with. And then if you already have, if you let's say you have 3 creatures out there and you use the third ability, you're really getting +15/+15, and that's way better than getting a +8/+8, and it's only 30% more. But let's say you have 2 creatures out there. If you use the third ability, you get +10/+10 for 12 loyalty. Or you can use the second ability, assuming one of them is a White Knight, and get a +8/+8. So in that case, it's a little better, because for 9, you're getting 8/8 versus 12, you're getting a 10/10. It's just a touch better to do the second ability if you have 2 creatures. And if you have 1 creature, then by far way better to use the first ability. Or pardon me, to use the second ability, the first of the 2 I was comparing. So that's kind of how that goes. One thing that is very nice is that you have 3 colors down below that give you +2, so you're getting 5 mana all the time, and you can that's just very nice, a nice even thing instead of 6/4/4. So but +6 overall is kind of low. There's some that give you 9, there's 1 or 2 there's one that gives you 11, so it's kind of a medium speed as far as gems go. But if we go into let's go to edit deck, but you can really get some cheap battles out there. I want to point out right here at the top, we can have up to 5 creatures, 10 spells, which is incredible, and 7 supports. And there's a lot of kind of strategies here. One strategy is, let's actually just look at the white ones here for a second. I'm going to go over some basic strategies, and then I'm going to talk about what I'm actually going to do. So one strategy, obviously, is deploy the Gatewatch. If you have it, you just pack it with 1 or 2 monster creatures and hope to get it out. That's not the best strategy because you're only getting 6 per match here, and that's 4 turns to get that out. Another strategy is if you can get a couple of supports that are just crazy and just bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. Eventually, they can't. Eventually, you'll just overwhelm them. There's a support here that I'll show in a second. So that's strategy 1 is big creature. Strategy 2 is supports, and strategy 3 is angels. And you'll notice that, like, here's an angel that's good. Let's go to the next page. We have another good angel, another good angel. But all these angels cost quite a bit. There was another angel I passed over there. Here's another angel. So, and that's actually a reasonable costing one. With the supports, this would be one of our supports. And there is another support here that's just... I think it's here. There's one support here. I can't believe I can't find it. Where, maybe it's not white. It's if you get, well, I'm not going to find it. I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to waste the time either. But there is a support that if you have it on the board, that it generates basically a 4/4 every turn. And oh, I don't have it. I bet is it. Whatever, you know which one I'm talking about. If you have it, you're going to use it, and it goes great in this deck. So I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to look at some good cards, and then we're going to talk about the deck I'm going to build, which is going to be an ally deck with a small ally deck. So it's not either of the 3 I talked about before. Hi guys, this is Aaron. I'm back. Okay, the card I was thinking of was Thopter Spy Network. It was blue, and if you have a blue-white deck with Mr. Ban, then that is a fantastic combo. Okay, so when I kind of scrolled through and pulled out all the cards that have ally, pulled out all the cards that really interest me, and I really kind of noticed, I'm just going to kind of go through these. Maybe I'll comment on some, maybe I won't. But I noticed that there's no... notice that's a core ally, and so is the one before. There's nothing in this kind of, in just straight white that just stands out to me. Like there's no, there's no like fantastic card that's just going to make the difference that I've kind of seen. It's all pretty basic stuff. You probably won't want to destroy support, maybe or maybe not, especially against white. You do for sure, but you know, with white you're just going to disable. You know, these are kind of the cards I've looked at. You're going to have 1 or 2, you know, kill creatures because you just need that. I like this the rally feature there, Night Token. This is just for 10, a nice 6/5. Just a nice card. It's not an ally or anything, but good, you know, essentially kill creature, but you're not worried if they have 5 or 6 cards. But these are the ones that kind of stood out to me. And again, there's nothing fancy about any of these. I mean, a lot of them are commons and things like that. But that's kind of how this deck is going to be, is just a nice, simple deck, hopefully low casting cost. Go through, kill your guy. You know, maybe if you have Nick Hixus, then of course it's in there. But suppression bonds... it's going to be a very basic deck, but I would think your deck is going to be, unless it's like an angel deck or something very specific, what I just showed you is going to be probably 5 to 7 cards of it. I'm going to go through and continue making my deck, but I just kind of wanted to show what I thought the core kind of basic cards are for this deck. Again, nothing fancy. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, so I made a deck and I'm playing it in this event, and we can see down here in the bottom middle there's blue, and I'm just going to match this. I just thought it was kind of cool. We're going to get 1 match for 4, 1 match for 3, and I don't know, kind of thought that was cool. One good thing about this deck is that you really can, because the mana is so dispersed, like 2 for each, there's no advantage if you get white necessarily. One big thing here, I'm trying to get 6 allies because I'm in an event. And here's what I'm trying to do. Um, but what, so it really is good for mana control because you can, there's no penalty for getting all blue and making him mana deficient. Just kind of a heads up, another benefit of this. I'll be back. Hey guys, this is Aaron. I'm back. Okay, here are the cards I don't have that I might put in the deck. Obviously, this doesn't work, but I was referring to Thopter Spy Network earlier. For 6, you get a 3/3 with First Strike and Double Strike, because that's the definition of Double Strike. Obviously, if you have Hixus, it's in every single white deck you have. And this would be, I don't have it, but this would be the card to have, because every time a rally card comes in, this gets +2/+2. Then there's some other fancier stuff down below. So when you use the second ability, this is getting 8/8 more, and you're also getting the 8/8. And so this is kind of interesting in that the first creature you control gains 1/0 and summons a 1/1 ally token whenever it deals combat damage. So at the start of each attack phase, you're getting another ally. So it triggers the things in the middle of your combat. So your second and third attack are going to have lifelink, or going to have first strike, or going to have whatever is going on there. So those are just some cards that I don't have that I kind of wanted to point out. I'm on the wrong screen, but so I played 4 games with them. It's in an event, so they were important games. Went well. I got all but 1 point. And I evolved the deck a little bit, but I kind of want to show what I have and why. I have a few less spells in here than I would normally have. I'd probably have maybe 1 more kill creature or something like that, but I actually added Silver Strike. So here's the deck, and here's why it works. Tomeos just could be in any deck. Actually, thinking about this, I actually have 3 creatures in this deck, and you could probably, with any Gideon deck, only have 2 creatures, because the third creature is going to be that second ability. And so having 3 creatures is almost too much, but might be. I mean, if you have 4, it's way too many. But if 3 is probably the right amount, 2 would be fine. Just kind of heads up when you're thinking about building your deck, because you already have a creature in there. So this actually has 4 creatures, whatever. But each creature, I'm getting lifelink each time, speed up the hand, disable the opponent. Here you're going to have, whenever you're gaining that lifelink, you're going to make the creature a little bit bigger, your first creature. You have to have some creature in there. This is my questionable. This is my least favorite of them, but I do like that you're disabling their first card each time. You have to have some defense, and actually 2 of these, if you notice my other 2 allies were humans, is that this deck does feel a little bit, I don't know, maybe because there's no frills in it, but it feels a little underpowered, but it's done really well for me. And if you look, there's no mythics, and that's kind of, you know what I mean, when there's nothing fancy. And these are, whatever, I don't count those specifically, but I have 3 rares besides those 2. So, and the Tomeos generally don't necessarily need. So that is my summary of Gideon. Gideon does well. Those are the kinds of decks you could make. I talked about them at the start. This is the kind of deck I prefer, quick and nimble. The fact that you can do all blue matches and give your opponent less matching ability is a big deal. If you're playing green, you can match those green ones. I do not like, and actually this really annoyed me, is that a lot of my cards have casting costs. Well, a lot of cards in general. I guess a lot of these have 4. But I'm kind of used to having, if I have something that costs 6, being able to get it out in 1 turn. And with this, you're only getting 5. Guaranteed, you know what I mean. So it does get a little bit less per turn, it feels like. But with a deck with the highest casting cost of 9, you can't get any lower than that. So That's what I think, guys. What do you think? Do you like this kind of deck? What's your top 2 or 3 cards if I didn't mention them? Talk to you later. Bye.